Our dividend growth portfolio is sitting at $36,239 and reached a new dividend high. Projected annual dividend income is $853.63. This is a 22-cent increase from our last update and breaks down to $71.14 a month and $2.34 a day. The increase came from a dividend payout in Texas Instruments for $11.63, and that was reinvested back into the portfolio at 0.052 shares. Now, Texas Instruments makes up 5.15% of my portfolio, and this is in line with my maximum threshold of allocated capital into a single stock. 5% is my max rule, so we're right in line with that. The dividends are looking really good. It has a 5-year growth rate of 6.17%, which means for the past 5 years, every single year on average, it'll increase the amount it pays out in dividends by 6.17%, and that's well above the inflation cost of living rate. The stock is at all-time highs at this point, so I don't really have any plans of adding to my position anymore unless it pulls back to this down level at, $154 range. I think my average position or average cost per share is $166, so it's looking really good. I'm up 39 point, almost 0.6% on this investment here. I want to point out some good news that I received from one of my positions, and that is Hershey's. So Hershey's announced that they will be increasing the amount they pay out in dividends this year or this next go around in March by 5.99%. If I go over to my portfolio, we will find that in December of last year, they paid out $1.37 a share. And March 16th of this year, they'll be paying $1.45. If I go over to my calendar in March, we're expecting a total of $5.97. And I believe in the month of March, I should be receiving over $100. Yes, $139.93 should be a nice payment that month. But going back to Hershey's, takes up 2.62% of my portfolio, and that is above my minimum threshold of a single stock in my portfolio. I always say that anything below 2%, you won't see a really meaningful impact to the dividend stream. And then my maximum will be 5% for the larger stocks. And then a lot of my smaller stocks in my portfolio, max will be about 3.5%. So we're right in line, 2.62%. I'm up almost 40% on this position. And I want to point out something here. If I go back to this 5-year chart, the stock pulled back pretty hard back in January of 2025, and people were panicking. People were selling out of the position. It dropped really hard. This is where I pretty much bought a lot of my shares at this price range, and it has just skyrocketed as of recently and giving me a nice return. The 5.99% increase is very helpful because as you can see, last year they did not provide a dividend increase to their shareholders. So this 5.99% is looking good, especially that it's early in the year. Hopefully they come out with another one, but the 5-year average is still 11.68%. So if you average out the last 5 years that they have paid out dividends or increased their dividends, that means that they have increased it by 11.68%. So making some good changes. If we go back to 2023, they were paying only $1.19 a share. Now they're up to $1.47. So nice increase. I like to see the dividend streak as well, 34 years, and then hopefully we can continue with the growth streak starting this year and so on and so forth. Let's go over to the dashboard. So this bar chart right here is kind of encouraging. I like seeing the uptrend of the amount that I've been getting paid in dividends since September of 2024. It's the snowball effect. This dividend snowball is really taking shape. We can see that 3 months ago I received $29.82, and actually this month, which is February of 2026, I should receive $36.05. That'll be an increase from 3 months ago, and looking good. I like that uptrend. Finally, let's go over my GO, which is a projected annual dividend income of $1,200. We're still looking like February of 2028 when I can achieve this. But keep in mind, as I add more capital to SCHD, which is the only ETF in my portfolio. I'm waiting for a pullback on this one. It's at all-time highs. There's a 1-year chart, and here's a 5-year chart. It's way up there. Once I can see it pull back to the $27, $26 level, I will be adding to this position. I'm allocated 28.65% of my portfolio in it. I want to get it up to about 40 to 45%, and I will get there. This will help out significantly for my portfolio because my portfolio has a 2.36% dividend yield. I want to get that up to about 3.5%. I feel that 3.5% is a pretty safe level in terms of receiving a steady stream of dividend income, but also leaving some room for my stocks to continue to grow their dividends over time. But now I want to hear from you guys. How's your dividend portfolio holding up? Which stocks paid you a dividend this week? Drop it in the comments. And as always, stay patient, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next one.